Walk-in medical centers, also known as urgent care centers, are more popular than ever. Why? Because you save time, you save money, you get to go right in. You don't have to wait as if you would be waiting in an emergency room. However, just because you're saving time and saving money does not mean that the urgent care center can give you any substandard of care. They are held to the same standards as a hospital, an emergency room, a doctor's office. It's the same thing. I was associated with the case where something bad happened when somebody went to an urgent care center. A brief synopsis of the matter went like this. A gentleman in his late 40s was having heart problems. Heart problems meaning he was having chest pains. And this had been going on for a few weeks. He was coughing, short of breath, had chest problems. He went to an urgent care center very early in the morning on a Saturday morning. And the doctor at the urgent care center did most of the appropriate tests, EKG, blood test, etc. And one of the conclusions was that this person was having possibly a coronary problem, but did not know the extent of the coronary problem when this was going on. One of the tests which was given was a blood test. And the blood test needed to be repeated a second time to know for certain whether there was a cardiac problem going on at the time. Well, it was a Saturday morning, and the doctor referred the patient to see a cardiologist. And it was a Saturday, and the doctor knew that a cardiology office would not be open, but said, go to a cardiologist, go first thing Monday morning, you need to take care of this. I think there's a cardiac problem. Where was the failure with regard to this? The failure with regard to this was that the test should have been repeated. If that one test would have been repeated, the urgent care center doctor would have known that this person was susceptible immediately to a cardiac event, a heart attack, something of that nature. The failure was that the doctor at the urgent care center did not immediately have the patient go to an emergency room for a more thorough cardiac workup. What was done was said, go on Monday morning. Now this person came in on a Saturday morning. And if you come in on a Saturday morning and you're having heart problems, you kind of think, or you would think the doctor would know that this is something that really should be looked at immediately. Well, that did not happen. So what happened later on that day, that the person was driving the vehicle, his vehicle, and he had a heart attack. He went off on the side of the road, struck an object, died. The autopsy showed that he had a 95% occlusion in his arteries. Now, had he gone immediately to the hospital and done the cardiac workup, we may think that this gentleman could have been saved. But that did not occur. So the failure, the negligence of the urgent care doctor was say, wait till Monday and then go through this. You'll get more of a workup, more of the stress test. As I indicated, the urgent care center did most of the tests, and most of the tests were right on, but there was one test which needed to be repeated to see if the blood levels were elevated. This was not done. The gentleman was told to go home, go see somebody on Monday, and there you have it. Unfortunately, the gentleman was involved in that accident, rolled off the road, heart attack, hit an object, and he's no longer with us. You must always realize that even though you can get fast care, you can get cheaper care, that does not mean the medical provider has any lesser of a duty than an emergency room, a hospital, or any doctor's office.